Okay, I'll give you a quick injury. Dalton Hilliard, he just got a cramp. His hammy, he's okay. Jonathan Franklin, knee bruise. Jordan Zumwalt, you saw he wasn't out there. He's got a little stomach deal. Anthony Barr tweaked his hamstring a little, and then Jerry Rice Jr., his clavicle, they're going to take him and get x-rays and see the significance of that. But it came down, as you guys saw, kind of awkward. So, but nothing that we don't, that could be serious, but we'll see. So, well, Ricky's back's been bothering him, so we just have to be very, very careful about when we put him out. We talked about this on Saturday. Ricky's so darn tough that, you know, we kind of have to protect him from himself sometimes. And then Abbott, he's just sore. His knee's sore. He pushed through it on Saturday, and you know, we want to push him as much as we can, but you know, we just have to be smart as well. You know, about guys that are truly, you know, injured or on the cusp of injury. That's just part of just, you know, trying to monitor your players.
Any of those guys, would you deem serious, I guess?
No. I mean, it depends on what you, serious, no. I hope not.
With the quarterback competition, at what point do you envision, you know, dwindling down to 3 or 4 guys that are going to get all the reps?
You know, I kind of feel like we probably need to do that, you know, by the 3rd or 4th week, you know, but we've dwindled it down. I mean, we're monitoring reps. You know, you're seeing some guys get fewer reps or reps in different drills, and you know, Noel has a great handle on that. The guys that are getting most of the reps right now, as you guys see, you know, most of the reps in the competitive drills are Kevin and Richard and Brett and Jerry, you know, the guys that have been here. And I think that they've all, you know, coming from where we were the first day, they've all improved a lot. And they're starting to feel more comfortable and dialed in and, you know, getting their rhythm with their receivers a little bit in this new offense. You got to remember there's a lot of new stuff coming at them every day. So I think they're settling in.
Your impressions of Xavier?
Well, I mean, I like Xavier. You know, he's a very good football player. We had a nice talk today before practice, and, you know, he anticipated being rusty coming out here, and he feels better than he thought he would. He still doesn't feel like he's in football shape. But it's coming, and you know, the thing you love about a guy like Xavier is he's over there getting extra work after a really tough practice that he took a lot of reps in. So he's a fun guy to work with.
Malcolm Jones looked like he ran a little better today.
You know what? He did, especially in that second team period. You know, it looked like and we started out with a live, what we call team run period there. It was, you know, if 20 plays, you're going 16 runs and 4 play action passes. And I think everybody was a little tentative at first, including the runners. Just, you know, it was our first live work. I mean, tackling live to the ground work. And then in that last period there, felt like everybody kind of had a better feel for it. You know, kind of, okay, we can do this, you know, so that was good to see.
You talk about the running back, kind of the hierarchy, how things are going to play out. It would seem like Franklin's there, maybe Malcolm. Manfro had a couple nice cuts out there as well.
He's been impressive for 4 straight practices. He does a lot of good things that catch your eye. You know, beyond just, you know, being pretty elusive and explosive with the ball, he's good catching it out of the backfield. He's good in pass protection. He's a guy that, you know, he shows up. He's, you know, I think he's still over there working. I'm not sure if that's him or no. That's Sam Handler, but. You know, I think we're gonna come out of this thing with, you know, 3 or 4 backs that will get significant playing time.
Franklin 1, Jones 2.
There's 0 depth right now. The depth is fluid. Every day it can change. So.
Jim, a lot of talk about the tempo. A lot of talk about the tempo so far has been about the offense. How's it affecting the defense?
You know what? I think it's really significant that our defense gets a chance to work against this tempo, because so many offenses in this conference are up-tempo. And so our defense now is figuring out the rhythm, you know, how they have to play, how they have to get up off the ground, hustle back to their spot, and get ready for the next play. And I think it's good for us. I think it'll help us when we get into the season, and I want to see us continue to try to push the tempo.
What's the toughest part for the defense, you know, dealing with that kind of tempo?
Forgetting what just happened and getting to the next play, you know, and that's really for everybody, not just for the defense, but for the offense. And that's one of the reasons that you see us, you know, almost 3/4 of the way through practice kind of have what we call a team teach period, where we separate and slow it down. And because we're pushing the tempo so much, you're not getting as much coaching in between plays as you normally would. And so we take that period there and we kind of go back and calm down a little bit and review some things that have happened so far in practice that we want to get corrected for the last part of practice. So, but anytime you're going in a no-huddle operation offensively or defensively, it's about forgetting the last play and getting to the next play, and that's hard to do. Okay, hey, John, you've been waiting.
Damian Holmes seems to have undergone kind of a body transformation a little bit. Talk about your impressions of him just from what you saw last year and what he needed to do to fit into this new role with his body.
Well, I didn't know him last year, but I know him this year, and he just looks good. And I think a lot of these guys have done a lot of hard work to transform their bodies. They had a good winter program. I think Coach Alosi's done a really good job with them. I think they bought into his program, and I think it's paying dividends for some of these kids. We're very conscious about. We have a nutritionist that's done an outstanding job with our players. We've increased our training table budget. Obviously hiring for the first time, and I don't know if it's a history of UCLA, but for a long time a strength and conditioning coordinator just for football. I think all those things are going to pay off for us. They really are. We use the bod pod extensively to monitor body mass. We're going to get you in there soon. Not sure you're going to fit, but I know, isn't that bad? It's all right. He loves it. But no, I think all of those things, there's kind of an increased focus on nutrition and taking care of our bodies and our strength and conditioning program and all of those things. I think it'll pay off for us.
What do you envision for his role within that defense? I mean, it's not a typical 3-4 in terms of he seems more like a rover on the line, and typically.
Well, he's an outside linebacker, and when we go to nickel, he puts his hand down if he wants or rushes from the 2 points. So
is that to him?
He's
him?
Basically, yeah. Or the call. You hear this term hybrid a lot. I guess you could use that term for that position because in our what we call our Okie package, our basic 3-4 package, he's an outside linebacker. When we go to our nickel, he's a defensive end. So it's probably a position that's perfect for a guy like that. He moves well in space. He's learning how to drop into coverage and work zones, and yet he's an impactful guy against the run, and he looks like he's got some pass rush skills.
Was it good having your dad out here today?
It's fun to have him out here. He had fun. I know, he misses being around ball, and he's just excited about UCLA, and we will go back tonight and we will review the practice as we did on Sunday night at about 8 o'clock. Hey, let's watch practice. I made the mistake of saying, hey, Dad, you want to watch practice? Yeah, let's watch practice. So, no, it was great. For me, it's great to have someone that has done it at the highest level and had the success that he's had to be able to honestly go watch practice. Say, what do you think of this drill? Or what do you think of this play? Or, how would you play this scheme differently? And it's a good resource to have.
What about Sinbad?
He thought we had some work to do. But he likes the way that we're working. He was like me. He didn't like our 9-on-7. When I called him up on Saturday and got after him a little bit, he said, "I can see what you were talking about now." So anyway.
Coach, you got redshirt freshman Devin Lucien at wide receiver. Made a couple explosive plays today. Can you kind of talk about where he is in his development?
You know what? He really now for 4 days has done some impressive things every day, I think. And I like him. He's explosive. He catches the ball. He's tough. It's a little early for me to be, definitive about what his role is going to be or, how he's going to develop. But I like the way he's shown up the first 4 practices, certainly.
What about Damian Big Bang? He's getting some work out of the back.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Have you figured out a position for him, or are you still trying to?
We have a position that's kind of a running back slot position. It's kind of your hybrid position on offense. And we kind of feel like that might be a really good role for him, where sometimes he's lined up in the backfield, sometimes he's lined up in the backfield motioning out, motioning into the backfield, sometimes just lining up in the slot, doing a lot of different things because he's a versatile kid. He catches the ball well, he's elusive, he's explosive. We'll see how it develops, but I think there's a role for him here that kind of fits his body type and the way he moves his body perfectly.
Is Jordan James kind of fitting that?
Yeah. Jordan's maybe a little bit more of a runner, but the same type of thing. That's what's nice about this defense and this offense is that there's a lot of good players out there that don't fit that the ideal measurables. But because it's versatile and it's multiple, both offense and defense, you can find a spot for those guys that are playmakers. That maybe in an orthodox offense you couldn't find a spot for, and we're always looking for those guys. So, all right, thanks everybody. All right, appreciate it.